Hi and welcome. Say hi, Jinx. Hey, Jinx. And Minnie, Sleepy Minnie. Okay, let's get started. Spirit, come through, please, with the truth told with love. Calling to spirits of benevolence and the Most High. Let's get started. Let's have some circumstances, some influences, factors, details about the situation. You had a lot fall outside your control. Friend. Let me see if I want all of these. Okay, so next was unevolved, unintegrated, and bad habits. And then also receive, union, unity, and someone being stuck or leveling down. So I am going to keep all of that. Kitty cats. How cute. I just got to show you the kitties. They're adorable. Okay, I have the tarot. Tell me more about the situation. This is the Tattoo Tarot deck. Almost had something flip. Judgment reversed came on bad habits. So it looks like somebody's bad habit is being very critical, not having good judgment, maybe being unfair. It's also about not awakening, not answering a call, maybe leaving someone hanging, not waking up to something. Judging too harshly. Tell me more. Leveled down or stuck had the Hierophant fall on it. I feel like somebody isn't getting a spiritual lesson, isn't being very ethical, and it's keeping them from leveling up and maybe even bringing them down in a way. This person is not very wise. I feel like they got some sort of a spiritual message, or somebody come into their life that tried to teach them a more ethical way, maybe something to reduce harm. There was a call to change, and they chose not to. They didn't listen. Tell me more. Tell me more, please, Spirit. Whoa. Four of Cups fell on friend. It's like, I feel like someone who was your friend, you offered them your love, your care, you were emotionally vulnerable with them. You opened up to them and they rejected. You rejected what you were offering. They weren't emotionally supportive. They might have ignored you. They might have rejected you or blocked you, or just been very cold, uncaring, not even paying attention to you, not noticing that you were reaching out, maybe. I'm noticing the tears in the eye. I think you wanted to be seen by them, and they didn't see you, and it's caused a lot of heartbreak. a feeling of rejection from a friend, not romantic, unless it's like a friend you had romantic feelings for, perhaps. Outside of your control is Seven of Wands reversed. This is usually about defense, and in the reverse it could be not having good defense, not having good boundaries, an attack landing outside your control. I'm kind of feeling like this is your friend because it feels like it's a different person that's in the bad habits, not answering a call, rejecting some kind of emotional outreach or offer, leveling down because of not listening to ethics and spiritual wisdom, or just ethics in general. It doesn't have to be spiritual. But it also could have just been, like a lesson that would have helped with soul growth and just like a personal ethical development, which I think is spiritual in my beliefs, like that we're souls, that we're here to evolve and learn lessons. Outside of your control, I feel like there's some kind of karma activating or something. Yeah, like a leveling down, or them staying stuck or not being protected because of this. And it's outside your control and not something for you to worry about. I don't think you're being attacked or anything. Anyway, let's keep going. Tell me more. The cards that are left are unevolved and unintegrated, union and unity, receive. Tell me more, please. Four of Swords, it's like 44 showed up. Another four. Four of Swords under union, unity. This is about resting, resting your mind, letting it go. Maybe you've been wanting to come back into union with this friend, back into harmony, back into balance, repair things with them. And I feel like this is about putting that idea to rest. And maybe that whatever union, if it's coming into union or balance, it might be with someone else and it's like effortless, like you don't have to do anything for a union to happen. Okay, so it's like saying not to worry about this situation. Tell me more. I want to know about unevolved and integrated justice. There is a sense of injustice and unfairness here, like bad judgment, being too critical, being unfair. And that's what is unevolved, is this person's they're not being fair, they're not being ethical. Yeah, they're not balanced. The situations, I think you are getting justice. They're going to get some kind of consequence that they can't defend themselves from, and it's outside your control and it's not for you to worry about. Justice has been called on them. It does feel very spiritual with this card, this one, and having these two right next to each other, the Justice and Judgment in reverse. And I want to know about receiving. What is that? Tell me about receiving. Oh, I do want to take that. Two of Swords. Yeah, we have Swords. Two Swords cards. One about Cups and one with Wands. Two of Swords is, it's like a choice point. It's also like not having to act. This was also about not having to take any action. So I think it's just repeating that message that you don't need to do anything. I don't think there's more for you to see here. In the choice, it's about decisions and it's about receiving. What do you choose to receive? Do you want to tolerate this treatment? Is this person making you feel bad? Is this how you want to be treated? Why are you tolerating this or allowing this in your experience? You have to make a choice about what you want to receive from this person and friends in general. I have another deck. I want you to clarify outside of your control. Well, this fell in bad habits. It's four. Another four came out. Four of Coins this time. Four of Pentacles. It's like releasing. It fell in bad habits, and also I was asking about outside of your control. So I'm putting it here. This might be a bad habit of yours, is holding on to something that needs released. And if it's also about them, it could be both of these bad habits and something outside your control. It could be about them. Their bad habit is being too greedy, too stingy, not giving, not being open, and creating a situation where you can't be open. And it's like a change is needed where you don't need to defend yourself or protect yourself. Like, you need some people that you're safe from. Safe relationships where you can drop your defenses and you don't have to hold on so tightly to them. And they're not going to go anywhere. And they're going to be generous with you. Outside your control. It feels like just accepting this person how they are. And that the right people will find their way to you. You just got to stay true to what you want and what kind of treatment you're going to tolerate, and just disengage. Share less with people that don't receive you well or don't reciprocate, aren't balanced, that are misjudging you, misunderstanding you, that aren't being fair. Under Friend came Justice again. Justice is here twice. Your justice is to have a friend that is fair and balanced, And it's, again, about justice being called on this friend. And justice is also like a very unemotional, impartial, unbiased energy. It just looks at the facts, and that's how it makes its judgment call. If you can take a step back and look at this friendship from a place of emotional neutrality, just looking at the facts and considering what's fair. Maybe if you look at it like, what would you want for your friend? If you act like it's another person, what would you tell them about this situation and this person? Tell me about unevolved and unintegrated. I also feel like the judgment's being called because of how they acted when you reached out to them emotionally, when you offered them that cup and they rejected it and didn't care. That's why judgment has been called, and it's like Spirit's had enough of this, and it's time to activate the karma, or, there's like no more chances. It's like judgment's being called now on this situation, and it's going to have a rebalancing, activation of justice. Tell me about unevolved and unintegrated. Ace of Cups. It's about evolving love, like this person's emotional capacity, their emotional intelligence, their compassion, their sharing. And it's also might be a lesson for you if you're the type that's, overflowing with emotions and maybe giving too much to people, being too vulnerable when it's not safe. This came under justice, about balancing what needs to be evolved and integrated. So I feel like it's a message for you and for this person to evolve those qualities I said. The bad habits and judgment reversed had Hanged Man reversed come under it. Lots of majors. So this was, I mentioned, like not receiving a wake-up call here and not answering a call for action, ethical action and support is what this call was about. And the Hanged Man is someone refusing to get a new perspective that they need to take. That's all I'm really getting from that. That's all I want to say there. It's just kind of like a confirmation of that. Tell me about the union and unity. Four of Swords, sorry. Union, unity, Four of Swords. It's 44 again, and it's the opposite. It's the Four of Cups reversed now. So you need to come into union and be in unity, have connections with people that aren't going to reject your cup, that aren't closed off. Both of the, look how closed off these characters are. And they came out in the reverse, under the outside of your control and letting down your defenses with someone that's not stingy, and then being in union with someone that reaches for that cup and embraces you. Whenever you reach out, they reach back. And you feel like at ease, you can rest, you feel safe with this person. That's who to be in union with. Balanced relationship, safe relationship, being received, being seen. Someone that answers the call, very ethical, like the Hierophant and the Justice twice is very ethical. A need for an ethical person, ethical relationship, very ethics focused. Reading. I'm asking about the receiving and Two of Swords right now. Tell me about that, Spirit. So 3 cards came out, and I dropped one. I picked it up like this. Oh, okay. So it kind of, I was holding them like this, so it feels like that's the order is like, first there was an imbalance. Yeah, this is like someone that was like breadcrumbing or not giving you as much as they could give you. Very stingy, like 4 of Pentacles. And then notice the scales there. It's upside down. It's not balanced. And then you become like the Queen of Pentacles or a Queen of Pentacles. This is what you receive and what you have to choose. Remember, this is also a choice card with the Two of Swords. You have to choose to receive care from people and maybe become this yourself, someone that's caring, nurturing. They take care of you in practical ways. They nourish you, maybe emotionally, and in other ways they're a giver. And then it ended with the Nine of Swords reversed. This is an end to a lot of mental suffering. It's like this card about rest. It's like being able to rest after a lot of pain, and like maybe this has been haunting you mentally, having a lot of thoughts about this, anxiety, self-critical thoughts, or just anguish, sadness. And that's coming to an end. So those were under the receiving. Tell me about leveling down, stuck, Hierophant. It feels like with the Hierophant, like Spirit is making that call, like if this person is stuck or leveling down possibly in their soul journey. We had 3, I think. King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles reversed, and the Magician. The King of Swords is, he's a leader that's very logical, and kind of cutthroat. I'm getting like a cutting energy, like kind of, I was going to say harsh, but it's like just kind of very cold, logical feeling to this. Leveling down, like they're being cut off maybe from, they wanted to be independent and maybe were greedy, focusing on hoarding their finances or their energy, or just not caring, not being helpful. not being generous. So it's like spirits cutting out their sense of stability, their sense of self, their independence, maybe their money. It feels like whatever they've been fighting so hard to like hoard to themselves or like focus on at the expense of their relationships, their friendships, they're going to see consequences in those areas. I hope that makes sense. And then the Magician. This also feels like spiritual. I feel like they've been trying to manifest and create what they want, and maybe even being a manipulative person. They're like, I'm getting like a sense of like a manipulative, greedy, unemotional, very cold, maybe hurtful, harsh with their words kind of a person. Judgment reversed. And that's why they're leveling down. It's because they didn't evolve those qualities or overcome their bad habits. Didn't change their perspective. Didn't answer the call. Weren't fair. Weren't ethical. Weren't balanced. And Spirit's making a call on that to level them down, or acknowledging that they're stuck and that you need to make a decision now that you know all this. Bottom of the deck, Six of Cups reversed on this deck is like, I feel like here it's leaving this person in the past. It's someone you have a history with, but they're not somebody that comes into the future with you. And then the Eight of Wands is like fast-moving energy. And it's also kind of spiritual vibes, like they're karma activating, spirit intervening. Maybe even this, what I said before, like they might be getting some kind of consequences in their experience since they chose to be like this and haven't evolved. And it's landing, like there's no avoiding this or blocking this for them in their experience. And it's not for you to worry about. It's outside your control. And then it's also about quick movement and things coming in for you, receiving a union with someone that is caring, that does take your cup, an end to a quick healing and moving on from this mental and emotional anguish, mostly mental it seems. Okay, I would like advice. Advice, please, Spirit. We're at about 30 minutes almost, so I'll wrap it up. Some advice, please. Deny. It fell on friend. Deny this friend. What else? Improve yourself. Fell on unevolved and unintegrated. So it's also a call for you to grow from this experience and better yourself in the sense of, your own ethics and judgment call and balance and fairness, and also about the truth, and then about your emotions and who you share that with. And one more advice. Any other advice, Spirit, please? This one's kind of poking out. What is that? Have restraint and discipline. That is very King of Swords energy too, having external restraint and discipline. And also maybe with those, conquering those thoughts, not letting yourself get bogged down or stuck in thoughts and stuck trying to figure this out. I think that, did those come out under the Two of Swords? I think it did. I'm not getting too stuck in this the choices, and just denying is the choice. Have restraint and discipline. This person might try to guilt you. They might be judgy and make it seem like you're the problem. They might be making you feel really bad about yourself and trying to doubt yourself, but the Justice twice is like, stick to your truth. Okay. And a question for a collective to ask themselves. What is on your mind? Really focusing on your thought work here, more than your emotions. What's on your mind? Number 82. What else? Anything else? No? What is in and out of your control? What's in your control and what's outside of your control. Don't worry about what's not in your control and focus on what is. All right. Well, much love and thank you for watching, and take care.